Welcome back folks, Desperado Van Adventures back again with another video. This time we're in the Wirral. It's across the river from Liverpool. And we're on a little dead end street beside a bar called the Refreshment Rooms. Now there's a menu if you want to nip down later on. If you're handy, if you live handy, you can nip down and get a nice meal in here. I did sit and have a pint outside the bar, but I didn't actually go in and have a meal because I had a pretty good lunch earlier on. Now we're right beside the Rock Ferry Slipway, a very old slipway, and it doesn't look like it's been used much these days, but there's a sign there, Save or Slipway. Ferry has been operating at Rock Ferry since 1660, so it's been there a long time. And here's some of the photographs from way back. The Imperial Airways seaplane, 1920 did that say? Slipway, that's the Slipway. And that little promenade, if you want to call it, takes you to a little parking area, which is another good spot for parking up for the night. Yeah, some very old photographs. And there's HMS Conway, an old ship from 1859 to 1941. So that's the Slipway. Now if you walk along this path along the edge of the shore, it takes you to another place that you could probably park up for the night. I'm going to take a cycle along it and show you it very soon in the video. Now here's a few video clips and photographs of the old structure that was built. I reckon this was built about 1920, and the slipway goes back to the 1600s. And there's an old boat that would be very hard to get out of the sand. It's well sunk into it. Dear knows how old that boat is and what it was used for, but it seems to be lying there for quite a while. If you want to read more about the structure and the slipway, there's a web address coming up here. They've actually got it displayed on the top of the pier. Now this is us coming down past the bar, and there's a very famous figure painted on the fence down here. If you're from the UK, with no doubt you'll have heard of this guy, and that's him over there on that fence, and it's Sir Ken Dodd. He was a great comedian, singer, and did he write as well? I forget. He was a very funny man, and he's well missed. Ken Dodd. Okay, we're going to have another quick look at the slipway, and then we're going to make our way along the coastal path to the other potential stopover. It's only about 500 yards along the coast. There's a little building on the right hand side as you travel along the path, and I'm not sure what it is, but I think it's a cafe that they're building. They've used stones and different things from the shore, from the beach, to face the wall. They've embedded different things into the wall, which is a good idea. It looks well, but I don't know whether it's abandoned or they just haven't finished, you know, the project. So you see it up here on the right hand side. That's it there. So there's been a bit of work involved in that. And they've even used mechanical parts embedded into the wall as well. That's them there. So I don't know what's happening there, whether, as I said, abandoned or they just haven't it finished yet. There is materials lying outside, so maybe they haven't got round to finishing it. Now this is the other stopover, this little harbour-y place, and there's no signs to say you can't park, and there's plenty of room. And now them houses overlooking the shore, it looks like they park there, so I reckon only maybe 2 or 3 vans. If you come down and there's a couple of 3 vans, I would just leave it rather than overcrowd the place. That's Liverpool in the distance there. Nice views of Liverpool. And apparently there is a ferry. I'm sure you've heard the song Ferry Across the Mersey. But I'm not sure, I think it comes into Birkenhead. So I've done a bit of mudlarking, which is very popular on the River Thames. In fact, I think you need a license to mudlark on the Thames. But I had a look around the muddy shoreline and I found a few things. I think that's a little whiskey bottle, but unfortunately for me there's no whiskey in it. It's just interesting what you find. I think this is a spark plug. I was trying to see the name on it. I think Champion used to be the big brand for spark plugs. So pretty old ones, probably come off a boat engine. They've maybe tried to launch a boat engine here and they've dropped a few things into the tide. And then I found this along the shore. Not sure what it is, but I think it's a power bank. I think it's been a power bank, and that's just shell off it. I think there's been a battery in there, and there's slots in the side of it for pushing in your cables. Right, we're going to go up. This is the road that comes down to the parkup. I'll just take you up and onto the main road and let you see and see what there is. There's another place up here on the left hand side where I reckon you could park no problem. There's no houses, it's just round this bend. You could park there, there's no houses, no signs, and it's nice and flat, and there actually is a van parked there under the trees, as you can see. So I reckon you could park there if you wanted. Down at the bar there is room, but it can be very busy down there. If you arrive on a Saturday, that place is really busy and it could be hard getting parked. Now there's PPE tools and millions of nuts and bolts. So if you need millions of nuts and bolts, that's the place to go. What have I got along here? Yes, there's the good old McDonald's. And there's the Rock Retail Park with plenty of shopping in there. And there's the good old Home Bargains. I love looking around Home Bargains. Well, that's it, folks. See you in the next one. Bye.